Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are doing the Shrine of Secrets review for the 3rd of May 2023. I'm a little bit late, sorry about that, but hopefully next week I should be free and we can get this one done on time for once. So let's get started. First of all, we have Dragon's Grip, which is a blight perk. This one's been on a couple of times. Basically, you kick a gen, and then for the next 30 seconds, it's like trapped. And if a survivor taps that gen in that 30 seconds, they scream, reveal their location for 4 seconds, and then they are exposed for 60 seconds. So it's like a booby trap, basically. Um, it's kind of like an inverse of Blast Mine, I guess. It's like Blast Mine for the killer. Like you kick a gen, 30 seconds. If a survivor taps it, you get to see it, and they scream, so you can tell which survivor it is from their scream, and you can down them. Hopefully, I think it's okay. I love the concept of it. I just think in execution, it's not like great because it relies. I mean, yeah, survivors. A lot of survivors, and then myself, I do this a lot as well, where you're hiding, the killer's coming, so you hide, and then he kicks the gen and walks off, and then you go right back on it. That definitely happens. I think it just, I don't know, I feel like you kind of have to proxy camp a little bit because if you kick the gen and you go off and do something else and start chasing someone, or you just go across the map and it happens, then you have to kind of come back. Likewise, if you kick it and you do stay there, then that's time being wasted where you could be chasing people, putting pressure on, fine, you know what I mean? Like instead you're kind of just sitting around hoping that this will go off. And of course, if an injured survivor does it, then it doesn't really do anything. Like, yeah, you get to see what they are, but it's not as helpful. So I feel like it's a good concept for a perk, and I think on some stealth killers and killers with good mobility, it definitely can work. I just don't think it's like very consistent, and I think it's in execution, it's just a bit meh. Next up, we have Game of Foot. Pardon me. Game of Foot, which is a skull merchant perk, and I still don't really fully understand how this one works. The wording is a bit confusing, but basically, while you're chasing the obsession, the perk activates, and I think this is the one as well. I'm not sure if it mentions it here. Yeah, it does. When you hit the survivor with the total most time in chase with a basic attack, they become the obsession. So basically, whenever you hit someone who you've been chasing the longest, it changes the obsession to them. And then while you're chasing the obsession, damaging generators and breaking walls or pallets gives you 5% haste for 10 seconds. So it's a bit confusing. The wording is a bit off. But yeah, basically you chase someone, and while you're chasing the obsession, you get a speed buff basically for a little bit after you break a pallet and a wall or a gen. I think in chase, because again, the wording is a bit odd. Someone might have to clarify it for me. But does this mean in chase? Because it's only while you're chasing the obsession. So if you're not in chase with the obsession, you won't get the haste. I'm pretty sure that's what it means. So I feel like it's okay. I feel like I can't really give much of an opinion on this right now because the only time I've used this is for Adept Skull Merchant, and I wasn't really paying attention a whole lot to what this perk was doing for me. It's just there because I had to have it as part of the Adept. So I can't really give an opinion on this. It seems alright though. Um, I don't think you'll be damaging generators in chase ever. But I think for pallets and walls, that definitely helps. Sometimes you're in the middle of a chase and you have to get rid of a wall, and you're like, ah, shit, I need to get this done. But you do it, and then you get an extra speed buff for 10 seconds. That's quite nice, I think. So I'll leave a comment after I've had some time with this perk, because I can't really say anything about it. I'm still confused a bit. I think I get how it works, but I just think it's worded a bit odd. But it's okay. I don't think, it's not terrible. It's nothing terrible. Next up, we have Off the Record. Oh my gosh, sorry. Which is a Zarina perk, and this one has, so once you get rescued from the hook, it activates for 8 seconds. Your aura is not shown to the killer in any way. Your grunts of pain are completely silenced, and you gain the endurance status effect. However, this does get disabled by conspicuous actions, so it's kind of like how DS works, where you can't really, this perk kind of relies on you being hard tunneled, because if not, then you've got 8 seconds of endurance and auras and etc., which is nice, but you can't just spend 8 seconds not doing anything if you're not being chased. You need to get stuff done. You need to help the team, do gens, get rescues, whatever. However, if you are being hard tunneled, this is great because again, they can't use aura to track you, can't use your grunts of pain, and if they do get hit on you in that time, then you have endurance, so you'll just go into deep wounds. It does also get deactivated once the exit gates are powered, which is also like DS. So once all the gens are done, this perk will not do anything. Keep that in mind. And yeah, this one's solid. I think everyone needs this perk. It's very strong. People still use it today. And I just think, yeah, it's kind of like DS. It's kind of like a bargain using this, like a risk basically, because you, like I said, you have to kind of be getting hard tunneled for this to work. You could try and get value out of it, but a lot of the time what happens is that people get rescued and then they just go find what the killer's doing. If they chase someone else, they just be a nuisance basically. They just step in the way because they know they can take an extra hit, which I guess is helpful and I guess is value, but I just think, I don't know. If it's not that helpful and you're trying to just force that value, then it's kind of pointless. And you should you should just take the chance to do a conspicuous action to actually help in other ways. But like I said, if you are being hard tunnels and you are being tunnels, then this is definitely great. But if not, don't try and force value from it. Just, do something else. At least you've got it next time you get hooked, I guess. And finally, we have Friendly Competition, which is a Talita perk. I still don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm very sorry, but I like to say Talita personally, but I don't know if it is. So once you finish repairing generator with at least one of a survivor, this perk activates, and then you and other survivors who finish the repairing generator get an extra speed bonus for repairing for 60 seconds. I think that maybe goes up to maybe 70 seconds. I'm not sure. But basically, yes, you finish the generator with someone, and then for the next however long, you and that person get an extra speed repair progress for generators, which I think is very helpful. Again, I feel like, it is good, but if you're not working with people, then this doesn't get you any value. So maybe use something like Bond or Empathic Connection or Empathy, something, or Aftercare, something to get people to know where you are and also to know where they are to you. That way you could try. Again, it feels like sometimes you maybe have to go out of your way a bit to get value from this. You have to kind of force yourself to use it and get value from it. But if it comes naturally, it's great because as long as you're not getting chased or something immediately after you guys do that gen, like if there's one gen left, then that extra 5% or however long can be really helpful, and it can make the difference between an escape or not and how many kills the killer gets. So I quite like it. I did use it a couple times. I'm using it on UE right now, and I actually do quite like it. So it's good. Okay. Before I give my thoughts, I just want to say that these two are needed for the tome because this tome is obviously to do with the Tools of Torment characters. So if you do not have the Skull Merchant or Talita, then get these two if you're planning on doing the challenges because you're going to need them. So, they're only 2,000 each, so it's not that bad, but just keep that in mind. I would say Off the Record is probably the most that you need. You know what I mean? I said that horribly, but you know what I mean? Like, I think everyone needs this perk just because it is powerful and the effects are good. And it does help a bit with tunneling. I still think it's kind of like DS, where even though the perk is designed around anti-tunnel, the killer can still go after you. Like, if they have saved best for last and they hit you and you go into deep wounds, they can just come after you again or something. You know what I mean? Which is the same problem I have with DS. Like, it's great for when you're being tunneled and you get to use it, but then 3-second stun doesn't really do anything. The killer can just catch up, especially a ranged killer can just down you again immediately. So keep that in mind. I haven't used it a whole lot personally because I don't really use it because enough people use it. It's powerful and it's annoying. So there's that. And I would say Friendly Competition, actually. I would say this one just because, like I said, I do quite like using it. So I might be biased, but I think this one's good. And I think it gets you a lot of value. As long as you are with people, which, again, you might have to force sometimes. But sometimes it just comes naturally. And, you can maybe combo it with perks, like I said. But if not, you can just use it by yourself anyway. And you'll still find people to do gens with. The killer perks, again, game of foot. If you are doing the archive challenges, you do need it. I think it's okay. I think it's pretty alright. I just need more time with it because I can't really give a thought to it. I can say from reading this, it seems alright, but like I said, I've used it but not really paid attention to it. Dragon's Grip is cool in concept, but I think should you use a perk slot for it? Personally, no. But I know not every killer will get bad value from it, if that makes sense. So, that would do it from me, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you found this useful, and hope to see you in the next one.